All right, hello. Greetings and salutations. Let's have some D&D. Have some D&D. New space for the PC, Neovar. And, all right, so audio things. Um, Greetings and salutations. Hope y'all's having a lovely day. Um, there. So, time to do some D's and D's. Hoping y'all's having a good evening. Like I said, um, sorry, I'm finishing getting things set up. Bam. So, it's D&D time. We got the crew here. We got them set up. We're ready. I'm getting them all riled and ready. Gonna take a roll call and then we're gonna fire up. So sit tight and enjoy. Who can recall what happened 2 sessions ago for people who haven't been around for 2 sessions?
Oh gosh, I love to hear.
Well, 2 sessions ago, we were exploring more of the building that little one was trapped in. Well, not trapped in. That's a secret for later. Uh, one
Kidnapped
of the
too. Kidnapped? We thought kidnapped anyway.
we assumed kidnapped too. What one of the understated moments of that session was Valorous had made a pact with a demon that was in that building, and then we explored a few more rooms, got to one that had a really big box in it, and Veldrin had knocked on the box and nothing responded, and he went and relayed that to the group, and then Zed decided that, like, he was gonna open it up and see if little one was in there. And out came a five-armed troll, and
Oh,
Veldrin got the idea of like, let's lead it away to where the constructs are so that they can fight each other, and that's one less thing we're gonna have to deal with. And
good in theory.
good in theory. What ended up happening is the troll attacked Zed real good
Oh,
and
crap.
nearly killed him a number of times.
Oh, jeez.
And we ended up killing the troll and explored a little bit more. This is when we get into like the next session of we end up exploring a little bit more. There's a few more rooms. One was kind of like a little bit of the Feywild. And when we get to the uh next room, Valorous kicks the door open and kicks the door open so good she kills a guy. And
That's awesome.
inside is Little One and his new buddies who call him boss.
That's awesome.
And we are given the opportunity of if Valrys can do that again with the because it was double doors, if she could do that again with the second door, uh, they'll return Little One to us without a problem. And
Now, what kind of
so,
beings were they that little one was with?
goblins,
Goblins, okay.
I believe. And
Hobgoblins.
so Little One is returned to us,
For
and as
clarification
we
for
are
stream.
leaving, an elven woman shows up and says that she's there to pick up a package, and Veldrin questions her, but she ends up leaving before she gives any information that could be useful, because his thought is maybe they were trying to sell Little One, and she was there to pick him up. We end
Huh.
up going back to the tavern. We also find out that there's like a marketplace. I think it's called the Market of Darkness, that Kozak is told that he could go to find a item that is missing from his inventory. It's one of his rods. I forget which one specifically we are looking for. I think it's Rod of the Pact Keeper.
Sounds right.
And it has gone missing from his inventory and we can't find it. And so we're told that like we could go to that market and potentially find it or a replacement for it. And when we are back at the tavern, there's a goblin who sits down at our table and is acting, very shifty. And we learn that he has stolen from his employer and is trying to run away. So he's trying to seek help and protection from us, just like by being in proximity to the group and making it
Uh,
look like he's with some people.
huh.
He ends up going back upstairs with us and escapes out of the hotel window. And that's where I remember it ending.
Yep. Definitely nobody having visions or anything. Anyway,
Okay, does
so
anybody remember these visions?
oh, they never happened. Clearly.
Nobody's speaking up.
See, I'm the only person that was present at that session. I don't remember these visions, and no one else is offering.
Oh, you go, Nevar. You remember.
Niavara wasn't there.
I was not there.
Ah,
I had just gotten home from a very
A
tiring
road
road
trip.
trip,
oh, that's right.
and I said, Alec can't drive a 13-hour day and then be up all night. I will
Oh,
die."
geez. Yes. I was sicker than a dog from some bullshit medication I got from my doctor, so I am not taking that anymore.
Valrus, do you remember?
A little bit. I I remember there was a castle and a red sky, and I couldn't move.
Is
I
that
think
the
there was some
vision?
demon. Yeah, and I think there were some demons fighting and trying to get into the castle. A minotaur.
Who had the vision?
Me.
You did. Okay.
Probably means nothing.
Clearly.
Oh, I doubt that.
It's
Just a
nothing to
bad
be worried
dream.
about.
Or a good dream, depending on your perspective.
Mhm.
All right. So, basically, after that was the events of the previous evening, so everybody would have been able to have fully rested.
Oh, so we get resties, long rests?
Yep, because
Yes,
this
we
is the
do.
morning after all that.
Okay.
Well, let's try to never do that again.
Wait so long to rest?
Yes, I know that I was part of the problem. However, I can also be part of the solution.
If we're complaining about long times between rests, I believe when we were in the cave, we spent quite a while without sleeping.
Well, that's the cave. I can handle caves. Cities, though, they throw new shit at you all the time.
The cave didn't.
I forgot
No,
the announcement.
the cave threw cave shit. Normal junk, just threats to your life, etc. This is like kidnapping and stuff. Cave rats don't steal people, they just eat.
No, but we did have to speak with rocks, and there was the creature that was in the mirror.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to speak to them. You can just ignore it. But yes, I understand. I take your point. I don't know. I just feel more at home in a cave. Out here, it's more like, I'm walking around with like 2 spells. Zedrin's died twice. Did any of us die in the cave? No, that's what I thought.
I mean, I didn't die, but I got close.
Yeah, that also happened at home. And we got better. Same here.
We got better. Question: the
Did we?
the image on the screen looks like, I don't know, some kind of big house, not the city we've been in. Did we go
Ye-
to this other
n-
place?
no, he just put it up as a placeholder. It's Mox, where we
Oh,
were before, where we met Gumdra.
yes, right. That's beautiful.
Did we mention our conversation with the goblin Barkmark?
Mark.
Yeah, I talked about he was there seeking protection just by proximity
Yeah,
as
we
he
got
tried
the
to run
password.
away.
What a
Oh
great
yeah.
name. Mark.
Yep.
Uh,
So
from what I
yeah.
from what I remember of what we've been like told about is there's like a few different paths forward that we can choose from. There's the Market of Darkness, there's the big old library. We have heard repeatedly about these fighting pits. I think there was
There's
another thing.
there's a bake off for sure.
Oh yeah, there's also the Bake Off.
But before the bake off, I don't remember. There was one thing that I didn't get a chance to write down.
Also, potentially meeting with House Rindari.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Veldrin's bias is the library, of course.
They might be able to get us into the library. I thought there was some sort of idea that we
Yes,
needed some extra help.
Veldrin has a couple tricks up his sleeve in terms of like flexing academic chops.
Well, that's also the place that I have the inn with, right? As the good lady Inanna, cleric to Aladra.
That's what Veldrin's in is he has degrees and also other things to like flex that he is smart and worthy of going into a big old cool library.
So, in other words, you have talent and I have nepotism.
Well, Inanna has a contact with House Rendari or a business
Yes.
card. Not so much
As
library.
I made inroads with him, two, normal followers of the host, nothing strange there. And his family are in here. That's part of the reason why we came here.
So you sort of have a bit of a laundry list of options. The question is, which one is going to be the plan?
I've already thrown my hat in the ring for where I'm picking.
So one library.
Neovar will go with the party.
Wait, where are we going? I missed this somehow.
No, we
We're
haven't
picking
decided anywhere. We're picking where we're going. Veldrin has said that he would like to go to the library, and Niavara said she goes where the party goes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the party. What's our goal right now?
Well,
Veldrin's goal is researching.
the House Rendari is where we got that contact about airships. The family works in the field of airships.
Oh
That's part of
yeah.
the reason why we came here. However,
Right.
like I said, that
Like,
is, an open door contact, if you will. They didn't arrange a meeting.
right. So that's kind of our next thing is like introducing ourselves to House Rendari to somebody in the
It
My
household.
can't.
thing with that is if we are arranging for transportation, there are things that I would like to know before we go off into the astral plane. That's why I would like to go to the library.
Assuming that's an option.
Right. And we're just talking an introduction right now, right?
But we don't have like,
What'd you say?
we don't have a hard, like a deadline to meet them by, is what I'm getting at,
Yes.
So, like,
There's
there's
no
just like
timeline. There's no
introduction.
timeline on when we meet them, but they may have a timeline of when we need to leave.
Once we get in talks with them. Yes. So if you want to do goofy stuff like the baking competition, we should probably do that before we go have our little meeting with them. Right?
Who's doing a baking contest? Well, that settles that then.
So one for
I don't know.
baking,
Go ahead.
one for library,
No,
two
who's baking?
and two abstained. Well, before we get to that, let's see who's voting for what. There's still two people who haven't chimed in yet. Well, three, because Valorous hasn't said anything yet either.
Voting. Okay. Yeah. Well, we should probably ask Scar or somebody like that what this bake off might be all about and where it's at. He might know. But yeah, eventually we need to go talk to the. I would say we should speak with the folks at House Rendari, or I guess try the secret archives. I don't quite know where they are, but so yeah. Are there any barmaids or barkeeps around at this time of day?
Well, right now you guys are all in the room.
Oh, I thought we'd gone downstairs.
Nope, this was everybody freshly waking up and figuring out what the plan is, apparently. Unless you would like to go down to the bar. The taverna.
Well, yeah, I'll go downstairs.
Alrighty. So you head on down. It's a morning, so it's not very busy. It's pretty chill. Scar's there as per usual. A couple of barmaids they're not terribly busy. So they're just sort of having a conversation amongst themselves. And there are a few patrons in here, but not nearly the hustle and bustle as per last night. So there's a few. It's more than a couple, but it's not enough to be a crowd. Very um, sparsely spread out patrons and at different tables, and it's not even like they're using all the chairs. So it's just a couple people, two or three people here and there. So very much the quiet time of day.
Well, I know that Zed wanted to ask a question of Scar, so maybe now would be the right time, but I don't remember what that information was, so Zed'll have to do that. But I approach Scar and see if he'll have an audience with me, the king of this establishment that he is.
So, as you approach, the two ladies kind of go about their business. Yeah, they'll go off to the side and just sort of have a light conversation. And Scar stands there. Yes. How may I be of service to you, sir? Greetings.
Well, you know, my comrades and I, we heard tell of that there's some sort of bake-off maybe going on today or soon. Have you heard anything about that? Is it a big deal?
Bake off, you say? We do have a lot of those in this town, after all, but particular one.
Is that right?
Yes, it is a very large city, of course. Hmm.
Uh,
Which one is it you are looking to understand or get information on? There is, after all, baking of pastries, baking of pies, and of the meat variety, of course. And then there is, of course, baking of other things like meats. We have a lot of, how you say, things to do here.
right. Well, unfortunately, this was just something that we sort of heard of in the street. It was being talked about like it was kind of a big deal. But if you don't know what it is, then we'll have to ask somebody else, I guess. Are there any sort
Hmm.
of flyers or like a gazette of some kind that might tell us about these things?
Hmm. If only.
Ugh. Oh, big town, big town. Okay, well, uh, also I wanted to ask you,
Yes. Okay.
it's this might be an indelicate question, but
He
have
leans
you ever
forward
heard?
as you say that, puts his elbows on
Well,
the counter, and like rests his chin in his hands. Yes.
have you not heard of the Market of Darkness here in Kronossus?
Oh no. I would never have heard of such a shady little endeavor. That would be so beneath me as a barkeeper. And he winks, like you don't even need an insight.
Right. Well, seeing as if you maybe we could imagine in a city this large with the kind of, you know, all of the different things that are available to the traveler and the resident here, where do you think someone might find a market of darkness?
Well, that would be an excellent question, now wouldn't it? If you knew, you would know. But you, my good sir, and he stands back up straight and like straightens his shoulders. You appear to be someone who that kind of thing is well beneath your station. What is it you would need in such a uncouth hypothetical situation? And he does like a very, he quirks his brow very, very high, like Dwayne Johnson.
Well, uncouth or not, it is commerce, which maybe has a certain grubbiness inherent in it. But yes, sometimes an adventurer needs things close at hand, things that are hard to find, and sometimes a place like that, you might send your right hand or your left hand down there to acquire something special, something really necessary.
Oh, indeed, sir. That would be the situation should you need something less legal. But like I said, Scar is just a humble businessman.
Is there maybe some sort of a finder's fee or some sort of maybe I could contribute to your favorite charity?
Oh, now you're speaking my language. Now that is something that is quite interesting. You know, for a small lump sum of a simple 5 gold, you could contribute to Scar's, friendly acquisition of learning.
Right, maybe yeah, I'll sign up for your seminar here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I kind of fumble around in my jacket here, my jerkin, and let's see. I'll give 5 gold over to him.
Oh, my good sir, your patronage into the contribution of higher learning will go oh so far. And he very, very elegantly and pretty flashy pulls the coin, all 5 coins, to him, and then he holds one up and looks at it and flips it in the air, kind of like as you've seen Zed do pretty often. And then he catches it, and then there's just this knowing smile on his face. Not that there isn't ever one, but there's a little bit, maybe a little bit more devious, or maybe he's just a little extra excited. You can't really tell. He's a creature of, well, entertainment. And then he slides you back a what looks like a gold coin. And here is your
Ah,
change, sir.
I slyly kind of pick up the coin, although that's not my specialty to be that sly. And I look at it, and I expect that there may be some sort of goblin or something on it.
You are absolutely correct. The
Aha.
the minting on it is, very different.
And I think this might lead us to where we need to be. And I kind of go, haha. And I put it in a safe pocket so I don't lose it or have it easily stolen. And yeah, I thank Scar, and I guess I go back up to the room. I say, we may be back down relatively soon for some victuals.
Of course, sir. Enjoy your stay. Yes, enjoy your stay, sir.
Well, I trudge back upstairs then.
Meanwhile, people upstairs are still voting or figuring out what they want to do. Also, I see Valor's thing lighting up, but haven't heard anything yet.
I think it's catching my little lo-fi playing. I think Valorous is a little uh too wrapped up in vision to have a full opinion on where she wants to go. So
Valor's
wherever,
sitting in the corner like the thinker statue.
mm, she's gonna go wherever the party goes.
All right, all right. And where does Zed want to go?
Um, Probably leaning a little bit towards the library. Um,
Sounds like library. So,
and we've got a full
notes on the
day
library.
ahead of us, so I'm sure we can probably get a few things done. Famous last words. So yeah, probably he hasn't been to any of the libraries yet because I think when a few people went to the first one, we had split up. So
Yeah. So Zed votes library, Veldrin votes library. And
And then all the
Neavara and
abstain.
Sari. Yeah, Neavara and Sari were whatever the party desires.
Yeah.
All right. The library it is.
I guess also question for just like mechanics when Zed went unconscious and had to do saving throws. Would that have um gotten rid of his familiar? Would I have
Nope.
to recast that? Okay.
Because nowhere does it say when the caster is unconscious or anything that it goes away.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I know the description is very
Because it's
lengthy.
also not a concentration thing. It is
Oh,
a
true.
thing that you
Okay.
put into
Yeah.
the world and that it
And it has
exists.
its own. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I guess Zed would be. Zed's kind of like still slowly getting together, waking up and stuff. After almost dying a couple times, probably waking up and then checking himself to. Hey, okay, still got all my limbs. I, for one, I'm gonna have a bit of a breakfast because yesterday was a long day. But yeah, let's um, let's maybe go read some books, and you might be able to find more information about these Rendari folks at the library. Kind of know what we're getting into, maybe.
They're merchants. They were spreading trade out. They're followers of the host. That's about everything I've been able to grab so far.
That doesn't mean the history book won't have more.
Fair enough. We're just saying they're both merchants of all people. So maybe they're like especially important. I've not met many followers of the sovereign host out here, so could be important. Could be interesting, if nothing else.
Zed kind of like stretches. Well, I'm gonna go downstairs and probably get order of food going. Does anyone want me to order you anything, or well, should I just get a table?
All
I
right.
think a table is good.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could
Zed'll.
order me something. I want a nice cheesy omelet, cheese and bacon,
Aye. Okay.
and some home fries. Yeah, that's perfect.
He's like kind of clutching his stomach at the mention of food. He's like, all right, well, I'm heading down now.
As he's opening up the door to go down, I'm stepping in with my mouth open, going, guys, I found out that. Oh, well,
Oh, hi, mate.
yes, I'll make way here.
Welcome back. Is that Kozak?
Okay, well, if we're going down to get some breakfast, that sounds good. But I learned that the Bake Off is who knows what Bake Off it is. Scar didn't know anything about it, but apparently there's a lot of them around here. So I don't know if there's a special one with a special prize or what. Um, and also I figured out may have a way to find the Market of Darkness, and we also know the password. So that's also an option we have. And I kind of I rummage around and then I hold up the coin, which
Oh,
I imagine people would remember as kind of like a compass.
I would not hold that too close to little one. Lest
Ah,
he get ideas.
I clutch it in my meaty fist and I put it back in its hiding place. Good
Well,
advice.
that's good. Yeah, we got to find your whatever was missing. I still have the inkling that it was stolen.
Likely.
Speaking of,
Right.
was it busy down there, Kozik?
No, I think if you need to ask Scar something, now would be the time. And
Yeah.
maybe if you showed a little coin, then that might also help you talk to him. Wink.
Aye, of course. I'm just gonna bring up the things gone missing and
Right.
see if he knows maybe direction to look. You know. Anyway, I'll meet you all downstairs and I'll grab a table.
Thanks,
You
mate.
got it. All
Alrighty.
right. Well, I gather up my stuff.
Also,
And all
Niavara,
my...
who's on the list of
Yes.
worship today?
Ah, yes. As she stands from her altar, she picks up the coins of the traveler, Aladra, and the shadow. And she does a great sort of grand gesture over herself as she transforms into the priestess Inanna once more.
And you said you're holding an item of the traveler?
Yes, the
What is
coin or the altar.
so like not
It's
an
the coin.
object though? Oh, it is a
No,
coin.
she does have a amulet that on her that she had dedicated to him at the start of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
That would have probably been set on the altar as well.
Okay, and you put that on.
Yes.
The important question is whose symbology are you actively physically wearing?
Oh. Once she's putting on her disguise, the amulet's going to be tucked away. That'd break the whole illusion, after all.
All right. So basically, as you wear the amulet, it feels very, very warm. Not so hot that you are unable to wear it, but you feel as though it could, as its heat does begin to intensify.
Hmm.
The question
She
is,
normally,
do you hold on to it?
she normally wears it like right against her heart, right? You know, she picks it out and looks at it like, what is wrong with you?
Feels
Of
really
course she's
warm in
going.
your hand. Actually, it's getting hotter. Kind of burning. Do you continue to hold on to it?
Yes, it's hers. It's her holy amulet. It's been, one of her spellcasting channels.
Incorrect. And the heat intensifies. It starts to feel like the heat is intensifying at a rate as if you're boiling water. Do you continue to hold on to it?
She's pausing, thinking, and then she transforms back into her normal self. Niavara Myval. Does the pain go away, or does it continue?
It continues.
And she does hold on to it. From there, she frowns and transforms into a base changeling face, her own.
Mm.
The heat continues.
Mm.
Give me a constitution saving throw.
Good try.
That's not good.
You Yeah, so you're holding onto this thing in your hand and you're just like changing and shifting and you feel like it almost it's like you're holding on to an iron, like a hot iron now. And you take a whopping 1 singular point of damage.
It burns. What's wrong with you?
Do you continue to hold it? And you can give me a religion check as this is going on. Okay.
Fuck it. We've all hero point early in the session.
Okay. Do you
And
continue to hold on to it? The important question.
I mean, she technically no longer needs it, but you know, it's a precious item. She doesn't want to let it go.
Very
She'll
well.
take it off of her neck to, you know, get a better look at it. But, you know, she's still holding it.
Very well.
Does it
So
continue to burn?
we are about to find out. Because this is the accepted that. Okay. It does. She only rolled an 11, though. All right, let's see. So it does continue to burn. Nope, nope, don't want it. No, wait, no, damn it. Hold on, I'm messing up my roll. Eh. And a whopping 2 points of fire damage.
She's
And
wincing again, you know. And she's like, okay, quit it, you stupid.
continuing to hold.
You know,
Give,
she's trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with it. And she'll put it back down on her altar. She finally sets it down. Sort
very
of like, you know, shaking her hand. And she's like, ow, fuck. What the fuck?
So, as you place it down on the altar, it radiates. And you said it was the Shadow and Oladra? Oh,
She's just a goddess of luck. She's her disguise religion.
correct. But these are symbols, these are things that are on the altar.
Yes.
They are both engulfed in a bit of flame as if and this as you place it on the altar and there's a small speck of imagery of flame, not an actual fire, so the room's not burning down. Probably closer to radiant than it is actual fire. Um, and the flame engulfs the entirety of the altar, especially the other symbols. More intense light there.
Does her magic feel all right? Or is something wrong with it?
Oh, you feel perfectly fine, save for the burning on your hand and I guess on your chest where it originally was.
And now a small holy fire in the middle of the room, of course.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Does anybody else want to do anything about this situation? Oh wait, you usually do this out of line of sight of everybody, so never mind.
I'm used to doing
Yeah,
this.
I was gonna say I thought we went downstairs.
yeah.
Well, this was pretty
Mhm.
much because Niavar usually has to do this as they wake up to get their spells.
Yep.
So sort of as everybody was waking up situation.
It's okay.
I just need to know if there was anybody witnessing it. And if the answer is no, that is perfectly fine. So, eventually, the radiant flames all die down. Something happened. You don't know what. You weren't able to put together, what it is that transpired here, or if it's still continuing. You just can't see it.
God jealousy is my best bet. Well, she has like what's left of the altar. Is it like, because
It's it's
damn,
it's not scorched at all. There's no scorch marks. There's no heat. It died. It all died down, dissipated. It was
well,
more of a radiant fire than an actual fire.
this is probably something that she can find out more about at the library. Probably at a church as well.
Possibly. Yeah.
Although finding a temple of the six is going to be especially difficult.
Who knows?
She picks up her items carefully, like from the altar, the steel mirror, the incense bowl, etc. Is the amulet still hot?
Nope. But so I guess you're like holding it in your hand and looking at it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to your very high passive perception, there is a symbol of the traveler burned into your palm.
Motherfucker. That's not good. How bad's the burn? It's like she could try to heal that.
Not very. It's not
Still,
3rd-degree burn.
gonna leave a mark. Injuries can be shape-shifted, but, on the other hand, it's a holy symbol. For the meantime, she, wraps it in a little bandage, from her little menial supply of goods. Makes a face about it. Puts back on her amulet. Is anything left of the other, like the coin of featuring the symbol of the shadow?
Oh, everything's still there.
Oh,
Nothing was burnt to a crisp or scorched,
it was just,
bathed in radiant light akin to a fire. More light, less heat. To which, as somebody who's used radiant damage, you know the difference between actual fire and radiant. A kind of a sacred flame, if you would.
hmm.
But you put the amulet back on,
Yep.
and there's a little bit of pain where you put the amulet back. Where the original.
Burn mark.
Mm-hmm. And you investigate it,
Yeah, the one on
and
her chest.
and you find that there is also a little scorch mark of the traveler.
That's annoying. That can be dealt with.
However,
Still,
and you
she
can give
covers
me
herself.
an arcana. I will see if she can divulge any information. Not really.
Middling. Not having great rolls today.
Well, you know, people were doing a lot of nat 20s last time, so um yeah, you're not really able to you're just like, huh, weird. And it's especially weird as the pain just as quickly subsides and the symbol from your hand vanishes. And the symbol from, you know, the basically all of your burns just kind of disappear, but in a very odd way. And the best way to describe it, just with your 12 Arcana checks, so not really fully comprehending what's going on here. It's almost like watching the scorch, like the coloration on the scorch marks, being akin to being buried in sand. Like imagine your skin is like quicksand, and the symbols are an object sinking into it, and eventually fading away into nothing. Just one of those weird religious experiences that most people have in the morning.
You know. Hmm. This is the research moment, so it's a good thing we're going to the library. Because I don't know what the fuck just happened. But that's fine. She puts her shit away and joins everyone downstairs as the Lady Inanna, the smile on her face, not betraying a deep confusion as to what the fuck that just was.
All right. And I believe what Zed was heading down first.
Yeah.
Yep, I mean it's not too long after Kozak comes up, so just as before, sparsely seated tables, not a lot going on. Scar back to just sort of chatting it up with some of the other employees.
I guess yeah. First and foremost, he'll go grab a table. If the table that we've kind of like been sitting at is open, he'll go sit down there and probably if there's a menu there, look over a menu. If not, he'll um like maybe try and like wave one of the waitresses or waiters and like get a menu just to kind of start looking at breakfast.
So you basically do the hand gesture that you need a menu, and one of
Okay.
the um, employees looks at you, nods, snaps their fingers, and you know, points their index finger at one of the menus like sitting next to them, and it just starts to hover over to you.
He'll kind of like shake his head like I'll never get used to that. And I gotta step away for just a sec. So I'll be right back.
Yep. What about everybody else? Valorous is contemplating visions.
Mhm.
Veldrin wants to see what kind of breakfast pastries, both sweet and savory, that the menu would offer to him.
Well, if you recall from before, basically whatever you can think of.
Yeah, he wants to like
Yeah.
have a list to pick from.
So breakfast pastries, breakfast and well, breakfast, yeah. Um, the list is extensive because basically it narrows it down to what you're thinking about, right? So the menu goes from breakfast, dinner, lunch. narrows itself down to breakfast because you're thinking about breakfast. And then you mentioned pastries, so it narrows it down to, you know, less meats and, veggies and meats and more like sweets.
Hmm.
All right, sorry about that.
He'll pick like one sweet and one savory pastry from the list.
Why is my thing so slow? All right. Um. So we'll say. So you said it was something sweet and something savory.
Hmm. One of each.
Let's go with. Let me think. For the savory side, how about something egg?
Hmm.
So the list has a couple of options. A few things with like egg in them is that seems to be sort of a breakfast. Granted, it could be anywhere, but um, basically like a maybe a boar, um, egg boar, maybe some kind of a cheese as a on the savory side of thing, and let me think something sweet. You know what? Sweet, easy. Cinnamon roll.
All right.
Sweet's easy. Cinnamon roll. All right. And Zed, you are back.
Yeah. So he placed the order for sorry. Um, and then like a big cheesy omelet with bacon and a side of home fries. And then he'd probably also
Hmm.
get an omelet for himself.
Omelette.
That's probably pretty similar. And instead of side of home fries, he'd probably just have like just toast or something. Um, and leave the menu on the table just in case anyone else was going to order or get food. And as we're waiting for the food, he'd probably go up and have a word with Scar.
All right. Well, let's see who else is getting breakfast. Breakfast. Just to get the menu. Kozik order anything? Valrus order anything?
Yeah, I'll get some sort of some sort of Southwest breakfast burger, southwest of the Dwarven
Southwest.
Realms, and yeah, I think that seems pretty good.
Southwest breakfast burger. What is that like? What's a breakfast burger?
I don't know. It's a burger that has a scrambled eggs and bacon on it. I don't know.
So it is like a
So,
beef burger with scrambled eggs and bacon.
Yeah,
Wow.
so a beef
Wow.
patty that might have some cheese, maybe some bacon, a fried egg. Um, would you like alcohol to be a part of it? Because then you could have like a bourbon
no,
whiskey glaze with it.
no. I'll just have a strong dwarven tea.
And Neovar and Valorous.
Hmm.
I think I'll get a tea, like a Earl Grey, and some porridge with like maybe like a little bit of berries on top.
Berry porridge. Okay.
Well, that's good. That's branching out from the water that I think you had last time,
Hmm.
right?
Yep,
The warm water. Okay, good.
something a little bit more substantial.
Priestess Sanana walks to the thing and gets one of those little tiny itty bitty coffees, like the tiny cups with extremely strong espresso. And then a little pastry, a little croissant, chocolate croissant. She walks back over and she's like, okay, well, that's a kind of convenient little breakfast thing. Handy, useful.
All right. The menu folds down into the normal table number / order. All right, and Zed, you were trying to talk to Scar, to which he is currently available.
Said he is available?
He is.
Yeah, Zed would just kind of like walk up and give him a nod. To kind of like lean on the bar.
He does the same.
Kind of glance around back and forth a little bit, and he'd look at Scar and then just kind of like tap the side of his head, like his temple, and give like a bit of a nod.
Mm-hmm. He nods back.
Does he? And then he's gonna think to himself, can you hear me?
Of course, dear.
Okay, I thought so. Um, so we had a bit of a situation last night. Um, someone, I guess a patron of your establishment, stole something from me. I believe they thought it was a something, but it was a someone. And we ended up getting everything squared away. But I just wanted to make you aware that that sort of thing not only has happened, but might still be happening because we're aware something else has gone missing. Don't know when it went missing, but there is a good chance that it was while we were here.
Hmm. Now that is interesting that you say this. Do you happen to have an idea of who did this? For curiosity's sake.
Off the top of my head, OOC, I don't remember the name that those goblins and hobgoblins gave us,
But in
but
character
they
you would,
did
because
give
that
us.
happened last night.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, he would mention that name, um, uh, and also say that he's aware that there are other groups.
Oh, so they're the ones besmirching my inn's good name?
Well, they are brave enough to try and steal from under your nose. That's for sure.
A very sinister smirk crosses his face. Then they will be dealt with. And even the inflection in his voice even changes significantly. You can give me an
I feel
insight.
like Zed almost can physically feel the air shift and like get colder even if it's just a sensation. Uh, Technically that would be a 13. Not that it makes a
Yeah.
difference.
All right. Yeah. Nope. It's just inflection in his tone shifts.
Hmm.
Well then, I suppose it would be in my onus to deal with that problem.
Well, yeah. Speaking of, like I said, um, we're also missing something else. We don't know who took it or where it might end up, but we would need to get that back. It's quite important. I don't know if it went
Hmm.
missing here, but um, if you happen to know a place where things like that might end up, it would be helpful for us to get pointed in the right direction.
Oh, well, if something like that were to go missing, you could possibly, if someone was trying to offload something of whatever it is, then you might be able to find it in a location.
Well, that's good. I believe we would be looking for it.
That is assuming you actually want it, yes. Probably be good to go looking for your stolen items.
So, where would you recommend we start?
Now, that's a good question, now isn't it? Have you investigated any of the local gangs? Thieves and ne'er-do-wells?
Uh, Not since we found it missing. That would be on the agenda, though. Um, Speaking of gangs and thieves and whatnot as well, uh, would the name Bark Mark be familiar to you by any chance?
No, that name does not sound familiar to me at all.
Well, your place of business is familiar to him. See, um, we ran into him yesterday, last night before we all went to sleep. Well, it was quite busy in here. Um, Apparently he had some folks that were after him, unsavory types that really wanted to rough him up. And well, to put it plainly, they were here, quite ready to rough him up in your establishment. And if it weren't, well, for him getting involved with us, there's no real telling what would have happened. So again, just making you aware of things that
Well,
otherwise might not have known.
more importantly, you mentioned mm, this group of people. Yes, they took something from you in my establishment. No? Yes? Yes.
Aye,
Very well. That is very good to know.
I thought you'd like to know that.
And since you're kind of locked into this conversation, is there anybody
Hmm.
at the table watching Zed at the bar right now? Because it's a pretty clear view. There's like not a lot of people in here.
Yeah, Sar's watching them.
Anna is like, doing that subtle kind of watch where she's, writing in her journal, but also, keeping a close eye.
Yeah.
Little one literally went missing here the other day. Of course she's going to, be watching.
Then you guys can give me a perception check.
I'm also kind of picturing, since this is more than just a momentary sort of conversation, but it's all happening telepathically, that this might just look super awkward.
Ooh, nice.
That's probably a 19, 17. Okay.
Zed walks up, hey, hi, how you doing? Nods, and then they're both just standing there.
Better.
So a 17 and a 23. You would notice Scar make a very slight nod, and he does this little, he kind of moves his hand a little bit, and it doesn't seem like it's part of a conversation being had, though the two of them are just staring at each other, with leaning against the bar. And maybe they're just talking really hushed. You're not next to them. But at that moment, you notice a couple of the patrons stand up and walk out.
Hmm.
She's writing in her
How
journal,
Scar and Zed are talking.
noting general stuff about the patrons, and then she sees them move out as well, and she's like, little moment where her pen drops from the pages. She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and do we know what Zed's talking about
Nope,
with Scar? We
not a
don't.
clue.
Okay. Okay.
As intended.
But we take note of, yeah, those folks leaving. And were they paying attention
Yeah,
to Zed and Scar?
I was gonna ask if did Zed notice that too?
No, just because you're in the heat of this.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but you're saying that Scar kind of like
But did
made
we?
a
Oh,
gesture.
Like, so basically you guys are practically like face to face, not that close, but
Oh, I'm assuming
enough.
Zed didn't notice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's more like his other hand, while he has one arm leaning against the bar, the other one's like at his side, sort of, somewhat out of your direct line of sight.
I'm picturing, even if Zed saw it, he didn't see, he didn't notice anything else, so he's not really paying attention to it. But I guess more for Sari, and Inanna, did it look like he signaled them?
Mm.
He's like,
or did we notice? Or did we notice them watching Zed and Scar?
They definitely didn't seem like they were
Oh, you
paying attention at the
mean did
time.
Scar signal them? Oh, okay. It didn't seem like they were paying attention. Okay.
She'll make a little polite cough underneath her, under her hand as she glances to Veldren. Underneath the table, she'll kick him lightly, hoping to draw his attention to the fact that the bar is fucking emptying out.
Mm-hmm. He like looks up from his book.
It's not like everybody, it's just a couple tables.
And then she'll, with a subtle gesture with her head tilting towards Zedrin and Scar, eyes widening like, look that. Like, that's the problem.
And what's Valrus and Kozik doing in all this? Oh, somebody stepped away. I don't see the
I
mic
mean,
pop up.
I'm not doing much. I'm waiting for my Southwest breakfast burger.
And Valrus, what are you doing right now?
I
I
know.
think she's just looking out the window, meditating.
Deep in thought. Got it.
Yep.
All right. So I guess back to Scar. Well, is there any other useful information that you can give old Scar? As Scar
Well,
continues to look at Zed. Oh, there he is.
um, there might be. Well, honestly, nothing that really has to do with here directly. More or less just knowledge that there are other goblin gangs out there.
Well,
Which
should
I'm
ever
sure you're
you,
aware of.
yes, should ever you hear of any or observe or find information on individuals that might be stealing while within the confines of the Adventurer's Rest, feel free to let old Scar know, and he may or may not provide you a little thank you.
Oh, absolutely. So kind of like at this point, he'll kind of nod and then just in common, oh, that's right. I was gonna ask you, where's the what's like Grand Archives, the big old library that I guess we were all looking for. We're
Oh,
gonna
you're
be
looking
reading
for the
books today.
Grand Library of Kronossus. That is in
Yeah, I
the
believe that's the one.
inner sanctum, so to speak, of this lovely town, city.
And what's having never been there, can we just walk in or
He
we
looks
need
you over.
an
Well,
appointment?
looking like that, they might be a little suspicious.
Well, I bathed yesterday.
Hmm, the dried blood look does not suit you.
I didn't get it. Oh, I got it all off. Okay. Well, maybe I
Hmm.
didn't bathe well enough.
He does like he lifts a finger and points to like your, like because you said you had not a jacket, not the vest. Basically, he points to
He's got a lot of layers.
yeah, he points to like a spot on like your collar and it's just like, oh, I missed a spot.
I'm sure it's like he notices one spot and then as he's actually paying more attention, he's just like, "Oh wow, I am actually covered." Okay.
Yes, you probably don't want to wander into that district looking like you just tried to cover up a murder scene.
That is true. I'll probably remedy that shortly.
Also, what a fantastic scarf you have there. Looks
Isn't it?
so authentic. Where did you
It's one of a
get it?
kind. Well, actually, got quite lucky and found it on a ship.
Oh,
And kind of like nods, um, and kind of like a bit of a wink. Yeah, can't let this go missing again, if you understand my meaning.
oh. So your things happen to be retrieved.
Aye, well, the things that are most precious to myself, yes, but um, others in my party are still separated from their belongings.
Oh,
Anyway, let's just say that you're not the only one that's got eyes on the scarf, but it
well,
is truly one of a kind.
well. It would be a shame that the individuals that may or may not have taken something might not exist tomorrow. And then he does like
Oh,
another very sinister smirk. I predict their
it kind of,
gang might have a little bit of a breakup, so to speak. Indefinitely.
I see. Well,
And you can give me another insight.
hey,
So, with all of his sinister looks, this man, he puts on a very good show. He is very good at what he does. He is extremely good at masking his true intent. And when he wants you, when he's dropping a hint, it's not because he fucked up. It's because he wants you to know, right? So this is on a natural 20. So he wants you to know, you know, that there is a side of Scar. I mean, with just straight up with a natural 20. He is the kind of guy you do not fuck with. He imagine if a mob boss were pretending to be a bartender who also had magic and a lot more pull,
right.
but he plays his role not as a um not as the stereotypical mob boss, right? He's not playing it like he's not Al Capone in people. He's way more sly about it. Like he knows how to talk to people. He gets along with people. He can take a joke and take a hint, right? But when it comes to his business, you do not mess with this person or his business or his employees. So the fact that you said somebody stole something and you gave him a name, you get the feeling that they will be dealt with very swiftly. Basically, you put a hit out on that gang.
Yeah, I think this is all um, making sense to Zed at this point. He's just kind of like, oh, right.
And as far as how much sway he has, you don't know, even with a natural 20, because there's a lot of stuff that, has not been
Of
revealed,
course.
so you just wouldn't know it, period. Um, but yeah, you get the feeling that he has, based on how um not arrogant, how confident he is that he believes his words completely. So basically, you're getting a very dynamic difference in leadership styles. You came across the bugbears and the hobgoblins, and they seemed very aloof. They seemed just a bunch of, basically frat boys practically that made a gang, and they recruited all the freshmen, like, the goblins and stuff, and they're just doing their thing. And this guy seems well put together, well organized, um, very good at deceit. He's very good at hiding what he wants, and if he wants you to know that he's about to put a hit on somebody, they're probably fucking dead. That's the vibe you get from him. So he's not just some, you know, owner of a tavern. This dude probably has some sway in some capacity that, you know, not so much royalty esque, like, you insult a noble and they'll execute you, but he's definitely a shady version, kind of, sort of. And like I
I feel
said,
like of
he just gives you that very sinister smirk, and the change of tone was very intentional to give you some level of assurance that the problem is being dealt with.
and so Zed would kind of like he's just kind of like right, and he's just like slowly shaking his head as this is all just um he's connecting all the dots basically, and he'll kind of fish in his pocket for a sec, and he'll pull out a gold. He'll put it on the bar and kind of slide it towards Scar. He's like, "Oh, mate, that's for appreciation for the advice on the Grand Library, and also for all the privacy that you have allotted myself and my crew."
Of course. And he slides the coin to him,
Yeah,
and he takes it.
and so Zed'll just like give a nod. I got to get back to the table before breakfast gets cold.
Of course. And thank you for your patronage at the Adventurer's Rest. Enjoy your room and board.
Zed'll just give a nod and a wink, and kind of like just two knocks on the bar as he's standing up, and he'll go back to the table. Also, I got an inspiration from the long rest. If anyone wants that from the Nat 20.
I believe I can take. Oh, nope, I've got one.
I've got one too.
Oh, y'all have one again?
I don't think Niavara or Sari do.
I think Niavar used hers.
I used mine on a check that got worse.
Now I can't
That's right.
realize you
Yeah, you grab it.
can't hear me. My mute was on. I'll take it. Or did Niavar take it?
Either way,
Niavar take it. Okay. My
fight
mute
for
was
it.
off on.
Fight to the death for it.
Sorry. Yeah, that sounds
think,
good. Go ahead.
I think Sari gets it.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you take it.
No, Niavar's got it.
Okay.
So yeah, Zed walks back to the table. And it's around that time that the food simultaneously appears for each and every one of you. Well, it's not like in front of everybody, it's just it appears at the table, so you sort of separate it as you know, whoever gets what, because it doesn't necessarily distinguish whose order it is specifically, just these orders at the table. So sometimes.
Yeah, Zed walk up and sit down and probably reach over and grab his food, and as he's just kind of like starting to dig in on his food, he's very nonchalantly, he's kind of focused on his food. He's talking to the rest of the table. I did speak with Scar, and it was a good conversation. Just want to say, really the type you don't want to fuck with. And let him know about a couple of our issues. He kind of like looks up, nods to Kozik. Um, your thing and my thing specifically, and
Aha.
yeah, he wasn't really too keen on hearing about that, and his Zed's eyes kind of widen as he's just thinking back on what Scar told him, and he shakes his head a little bit, takes a bite of food. He's just kind of like chewing, talking with his mouth full. But he did say that we could go to you let us know where the library was, and yeah, I think after we eat, we move on.
Well, I'm for that too. We've come so far. We at least need to see the special libraries, don't we?
My mic picking
Oh,
up.
it's a different one then. We went last time.
I believe so.
Question mark. Okay.
Meanwhile, Valorous is just
Zed's just
like
like stuffing
staring
his
out the
face.
window still.
It was a weird vision, so
You look troubled. Finish your thought, Valorous.
I think I had a nightmare last night.
Oh,
The
what?
sky's not usually red.
Well, I'm a pretty good reader of these sorts of things, if you will.
Mm.
Mind sharing?
I saw a very big castle and demons trying to get into it, I think.
Okay. Did it
Let
look
me
familiar?
actually find it in my notes. I didn't recognize anything, but lots of flames.
She's nodding.
Mm.
Like a castle in dream language might be the symbol of, security or home. Monsters in this instance might mean something along the lines of being afraid of something getting out or something getting in, the destruction of home and being unable to return, being
Mm.
under siege, if you will.
I was outside the castle, though.
Oh, were you looking up, like down at it, or were you looking up at it from within the monsters?
I was prone.
You were
I,
prone.
I watched the army approach and take out the castle wall.
Like on the floor, like the ground floor of the castle?
No, I was outside.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. She's like, clearly trying to analyze it with you.
Mm.
Were there any familiar faces or figures?
Uh, Not that I recall.
Have you ever been into a castle?
Once or twice in my travels, but
It
I
was
didn't recognize.
interesting. What sort of monster was it?
It almost looked like a minotaur
With wings and a
with
flaming sword
wings.
and a whip.
Mm. And it had an army.
Like a demon, then.
Mm.
Tell me, was this battle? What was the area around it like?
Mm.
The environment.
I remember the sky being blood red.
Like hell.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Are you artistically inclined at all?
I can try at something.
Zed's still got like a full mouth of food. He's like, you hadn't done one of them readings in a while with your cards. Maybe that'll help.
It has been quite some time since I've done a tarot reading. Although I think I
Oh,
left my
great.
cards in my room. Oh, great, she says.
Oh, I love it when you do that. I love those readings.
1 second, then I actually I need to go retrieve my cards. And OOC, I also need to do that. 1 second.
Zed's just stuffing his mouth and he kind of looks over at Valorous and he's nodding. He's like, "Oh, this is going to be good. You're going to like it. I hope so.
Oh,
It could
yeah.
be bad actually, but we'll see."
Oh, it's going to be great.
Have the rest of you gotten readings like this?
Oh, yeah. She's great. She's great at these card readings. That's really cool.
Fun fact, I used to do tarot readings for money. I would set my
Cool.
prices real cheap, but because I was like, the point of it is I would like people to feel like they've paid me for something when they ask for it, because people generally like to exchange money for things. So it was like $1 and I'll read you 5 cards.
Right. Is this Veldrin or is
This is me, the
this
player, while
oh, okay,
Nuvara
okay,
has
okay.
stepped away.
Okay, okay, okay.
I actually one time tabled at a little Renaissance festival as a tarot reader.
That sounds fun. Well, sorry is enjoying the heck out of her omelet. I mean, cheesy, bacony, eggy omelet.
Eggy.
Oh, see, those are things I can never eat in my real life. But yum, Starry's having a great time eating it.
You're
I always
imagining
order
it.
shit that I can't eat in real life because I'm like,
Uh,
I'm going for it.
in that case, my characters will only ever eat salad.
That's great.
Sorry's living my dream.
See, Feldrin and I deviate on burgers. I'll slam a burger. I'll slam like 2 burgers.
Oh yeah.
I have a lot of food allergies, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Lot
Neovara
of them.
also has many food
yeah.
allergies.
I have
Yeah.
so many, and they're all new, and I hate it so
Oh
much.
yeah.
It
I
sucks,
would kill
Valorous
Nivara.
is
We
someone.
should talk sometime. I
Valorous
can't
lear-
eat anything either.
Valorous learns all the time about new food allergies.
Hmm. I
I
think it was just last year I developed one for eggs.
No, that's
Yeah,
awful.
it's all eggs, even if it's like baked into something.
No. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
God's brave soldier. I would kill, like actually kill to have ice cream, but like
Hmm.
I have no idea how I would go about not having eggs anymore. Like
Uh,
I don't like them by themselves, but they're
there
in so
is
many dishes.
I haven't eaten
There's
eggs in years.
there are Ben and Jerry's vegan ones.
They're not good.
Oh,
I knew.
Coconut Bliss is the best. Not is the best vegan
I don't like coconut very
frozen
much.
I'm
dessert.
allergic to coconut.
Well, they don't taste like coconut. They just use coconut oil, but you can get them to not taste.
Mhm.
They don't taste like coconut. Unless you're
Doesn't help.
However,
Mhm.
okay, right.
Please shuffling. Well, that worked out pretty well. This deck's liking me today.
Yay.
How far down the deck does Valorous cut it when Neovar puts it in front of her?
Or does she
Okay.
tap it and leave it be?
Taps it.
All right. So I'll do a simple reading
Mhm.
because these take forever and I don't know you very well yet. As I'm getting to know you, I might be able to do a more complicated one. This one, it's just a 3-card reading.
Mm.
The past, the present, the future, if you will.
Mhm.
Your past, then, therefore, is represented by the 9 of Cups inverse.
All right.
The 9 of Cups is, of course, a cup of plenty, but it's gone wrong, if you will. It's wishes that
Upside
have,
down.
not been fulfilled. Something has gone awry. Your cup has been poured out, if you will. So, you may have gotten something that you wanted, but it's not really made you happy. Or, in other cases, perhaps there's a deep unfulfillment in your life, or something that you desire that you haven't decided to get yet. You should ask yourself, looking at this, do you really have what you want? Did you really get what you want? And which one will you choose to follow? Your present is represented by the 6 of Swords reversed.
Mm.
Swords is the suit of fire. Or, no, that's wands.
Air.
Air. When the 6 of Swords shows up, it represents holes in your boats. No matter how hard you've been trying, your plans have not quite gone gone right. And that's pretty true, isn't it? We keep running into
Mhm.
problems, don't we, Valorous, since we've met.
Oh yes.
No matter how many plans we've set, our boats keep springing leaks. We refuse to learn from our mistakes, prolonging the ill effect of the lesson we've been trying to learn. There's a
Mhm.
lesson the universe is perhaps trying to teach you. You do have the information to build your boat well if you allow yourself to calm down before you try again. Pull out the sword. And your future is represented by the Queen of Cups reversed. Interesting that they're all reversed.
Mhm.
Now, the what is going on here? It's backward, that's why. Okay. Due to the Queen's reflective quality, she cannot express herself in a volatile and toxic manner. If she's not taking herself with if she's not taking care of herself, or if she's interacting with people who don't have her best interests in mind. Examine your relationships closely. Consider what must change.
Mm.
Perhaps it doesn't reflect well on us, considering that's your future. Or maybe there's someone else that you haven't
Or the way she's approaching the relationships.
True.
Mm-hmm.
She picks up the cards and then sets them back into her deck, shuffles it. Make any sense to you?
It does.
I'll write that down for posterity. I did one mass session for everyone,
Mm.
and that was quite a bit of fun, wasn't it?
Oh, it's awesome.
Although I feel like that one didn't reveal very much about you, did it, Valorous?
No.
I don't know you as well as I knew the others when I made that reading, though, I suppose. My cards need more time to adjust.
Mm. Maybe once we're better friends, I can get a second reading.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, the cards always say what the cards always say, though.
And the cards say what you
Sure.
get out of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I had a little bit of an odd experience. Maybe a little divine, illumination can help. She taps the cards 3/4 of the way down. Puts them out in front of her.
You doing 3?
Oh,
Do share.
the 3 of Swords reversed, the Queen of Discs, and the Tower.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or I guess the
Okay.
Queen of Coins. Ominous reading.
It's always fun to get the tower.
It's always,
Woo!
especially in your future position. That's ominous.
Yeah. Big changes ahead of some kind. Shaking things up.
OOC. The card I associate with Niavari is the 3 of Swords.
Oh, really? And it's reversed, you said?
It is reversed here.
Tell us what that means.
Let's find out.
Well, apparently I've been having a prolonged inability to move on from grief. It's telling me that it's okay to heal. In my past, at least. It says, in my past, there was an ending, and it's okay. It was okay of me to begin something new. I'd moved on to build a better life. With the information I'd gained from my past, I was right to believe in hope. My current state is the Queen of Coins. Earth, if you will. I hate this book. It has the faces at the front, which is very annoying.
Oh, you use a book?
I use books, yes.
Oh, come on, Val.
Be nice.
That's
I'm
not
silly.
Poking
nice.
fun.
That's not nice at all.
Apparently it's saying, she's a compassionate, practical, and down-to-earth woman, the nurturing of others and the self. She's telling me that I've put a lot of time and dedication into my physical security, which in turn gives me the ability to be generous with those I love. Interesting. which makes the
Mhm.
future card even worse, doesn't it?
Weird. Well, okay, generous with those you love. I wonder
I'd
if the
rather
future
think
means you make a choice to help somebody and it just becomes a mess.
perhaps. For the uninitiated, the Tower is one of the worst cards in the deck.
No, no, no. It's just exciting.
I might be feeling anxiety and a sense of chaos brought on by an unexpected, life changing revelation. I have to acknowledge the grief I experience and trust that this new perspective will ultimately help you. The castle wasn't built to last, but with the wisdom I've gained, I can set out something to better later. It will fall, but just because it's falling doesn't mean it's over.
That's right.
Hmm. Eerie.
Well, did that help either one of you?
Did.
No. Lying. Didn't help me. It gave me new questions.
Yeah, but I don't think you're happy unless you've got no questions.
Well, isn't that what I'm set out to do?
Ah, me next, me next. Little one just jumps off of his shoulders.
Oh yeah,
How far
you
down in the
little
deck
one.
do you wish to tap?
Ah,
You can also choose to just leave it be after I shuffle.
okay.
Mhm. Of course, the cards are being finicky with me.
Tarot reading session. Yippee!
Maybe that's my tower. Inability to shuffle.
May it be so. May that be your only tower in life.
Ah, hmm. Interesting, little one. I believe you've gotten this one before, or a very similar reading. Your past is represented by the Prince of Coins. In the past, I've called it the Knight of Coins. But it's reversed. There was an overall anxiety in your past about the ability to achieve material ambitions. It might have been caused by a lack of trust in life. Something was happening that was causing people to control such others or situations too much. It would be good for this prince to do some good to it would do this prince some good to tune into his emotions and give them some room to flow through him. Hmm. Your present, though, is the Four of Cups. It's telling you that you're focusing your energy in the wrong direction. Perhaps you're feeling dissatisfied. You might need to redirect your attention to other parts of your life. You might be surprised to find out that what you were looking for was right in front of you all along.
Daddy.
Like poison.
Yes, like poison. Good job. There are four cups in front of them, after all. Choose one, drink it. The future, though, is the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, oh, nice.
Big change in your future, then.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Be on the lookout for unexpected changes in your life. This card wants you to go with the flow and allow changes to occur. It's the best way to ensure you receive all the benefits those changes can bring. Keep hope alive and have faith in the grand design.
I can do that.
I can do that.
The Wheel of
Anyone
Fortune.
else?
Oh, why not? Go ahead.
I used to only have Veil to practice on.
No, you go right ahead. That'd be lovely.
Still, as she's shuffling, I'm very curious. What on earth would be the vision of hell be? Did you ever go to hell before, Valorous?
Think so.
Think so? Or you don't think so?
I'm not exactly sure. I get visions sometimes.
Visions sometimes?
Hmm.
And you don't think you're not sure. Most people are sure about their general life history.
Sometimes when I meditate, it feels like I'm elsewhere.
Perhaps you are.
Mhm.
Perhaps you are. Try as I might, I'm not particularly good at meditating.
Oh, but you're great at praying.
That's me thinking on things. How far down the deck, sorry?
About a half. Let's put it right in half.
Okay. The past is the Princess of Wands.
Mm.
Interesting. Perhaps that's you, Miss
It might just
Knight,
be.
serving. Reversed. The uncontrollable flame inside of you might be coming out and burning those around her. Calm your fire and contain it by directing it toward achieving your goals instead. Perhaps that was what
Mm.
you did when you took up your vows.
Yes. Focus the energy.
Your present is the Eight of Coins.
What's a coin?
Reversed. Now, your present says that perhaps you might be disrupting your chances of success by attempting to rush to the finish line. It is important to note to give things time to mature if you want the best results possible. Slow down. Make sure you're paying just as much attention to the small details as you are to the big picture.
That's good advice for me, I think. I tend to rush in headlong, you know.
Hmm. And the last card is the Seven of Cups. When it comes up, your ability to manifest your dreams into reality is heightened. Let yourself create a little magic in your life, but don't get caught up in illusions. It's also a warning to make sure you're only manifesting things that are actually uplifting you. Curious.
Right. Okay. That's great. Thank you.
I wonder what that means. Clearly, right, in the past here, it might be indicating something about your past, perhaps all the way back to the Feywild. Perhaps this is a
Yeah,
clue as to that.
I think you're right about the vows and the past. Uh, could you say the? I'm sorry. Could
Alrighty,
you say the last one, the 7 again?
sure. It's representing your use of. Oh, I'm sorry. Your ability to manifest your dreams into reality has been heightened. Let yourself create a little magic and don't get caught up in illusions. It's also
Okay.
a warning to make sure you're only manifesting things that will only uplift you.
Okay, that's great advice as well.
I mean, I guess the curiosity to me, right? If it's like the past is here, and it sounds like it's asking you to pay attention to the small details, which to me could also read as to, the quest into Oberon. Perhaps we need to be
Hmm.
keeping an eye on the small details. And then this last card might be suggesting perhaps we're on the cusp of something, but we need to be careful that we're not, digging up trouble, maybe?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. We don't want to go rushing off with the first people that have got an astral ship. We really want to do our research and make sure we're checking everything and everybody out, and even if it means we start later. And what if these folks we're looking at, we just got a bad feeling? That's like, okay, we'll find somebody else with a ship. Just really take our time and be careful, and not get caught up in the illusion of whatever they're trying to sell us. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think?
Hmm. You might be right there. You might be on something. Hmm. Just when I think my fortune telling is not on par.
Oh, I think that was very helpful. That's a good reminder. I appreciate it. I tend to go off without really looking deeply into stuff sometimes. It's a good reminder.
Puts her cards away, gently folds them back into the little bag, puts it back into her pocket. Well, there's that. And man, I suck at, uh, card tricks.
I don't think so. If by
Oh,
tricks you mean reading the cards, but if you mean shuffling fancy, well, okay.
oh, shuffling, I'm terribly at. Can't help it.
I have that problem too. All right. So, as you place your cards away, your respective meals have been, well, I guess depending on how much you guys want to eat of them, I guess. Um, but you've had ample time to partake of your food,
Oh yeah, it was fabulous.
and it's probably been maybe an hour or two.
Probably an hour, no more. Two-hour breakfast? That'd be crazy.
But that's why I said an hour or two, because I can easily sit through an hour of breakfast. That's no difficulty. I was like, somewhere
Oh
between
yeah,
an hour and 2 hours.
once you get talking and whatnot.
Yep, and doing tarot readings. That could take time. But you guys are just kind of hanging out in the Adventurer's Rest. People
Mhm.
coming and going, just in very small groups. And you are basically, I mean, there's nothing keeping you here, so you are free to go about your day as you would. Nobody's trying to usher you out or anything.
Well, we should probably make our way to the archives, to the great library, if we know where that's at.
Did Scar tell you, Zed, where we can find that?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Great, let's do it.
And hey, maybe we
I'm
run
ready.
into some folks from House Rindari at the library.
Look at.
Right. Should we go directly to the library, or should we try their offices first? Either way is fine with me. I'm dressed for success.
I
If we
Either
bet
go to
one
you
that nice
too.
are.
if we go to that nice library, some people might need to maybe get some new threads.
Ah, yes, perhaps. As she's like purposely eyeing up Zedran.
Hmm.
Well, I've been getting compliments on my fancy scarf from damn near everyone.
That's right.
The only thing on you that's not really a thread, is it?
There.
Poor threadbare.
Or threadbare. Alternatively, and she smiles at Kozik knowingly, someone could also get normal clothes for once. So that we're not
Someone,
constantly being jumped.
I'm not sure I understand. And I'm kind of brushing crumbs off my cuffs and sleeve.
Well, I'll lay it out once more. We've been jumped and followed at least 3 separate times, and it's because we've been identified as noblemen.
Well,
That's a
I've been
good
identified as a
point.
nobleman, and you've been mistaken for one. But yes, that sounds
She
about
puts her
right.
hand over her chest, and then her other hand over Veldrin. You don't realize it, do you? What do you think we are, Veldrin? Or Kozik?
Uh, I don't know, some well-meaning underground dwellers.
Okay. Noted. You're also a well meaning underground dweller, by that definition.
Well,
We are the children of a high house of the Drow Society, a noble house.
In Thieves'
yes.
Cant, Zed is also going to say, and we are also in the lobby of the Adventurer's Rest.
Gotcha. Well taken.
Yes, let's be on our way here.
All right. So you guys all decide to step on up and step on out. Unless there was anything anybody wanted to do before departing.
I've got to say, I'm not usually a fan of cities, but I really like this one.
It's been very interesting, has it not?
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's not boring, that's for sure.
an accurate statement. So, you guys step on outside of the Adventurer's Rest, and it is still morning, so it's a little bit chillier in the morning. You could still see like some of the because you are in the mountains, so you could still see like some of the fog. The morning fog, but just a higher altitude. So whether it's mist or fog, um, altitude does altitudey things, but it's not. It doesn't obscure vision or anything. It's not like it's not like a smoke cloud. It's just just the morning dew. Um, and at this hour, there is not a lot, not a lot of foot traffic comparatively. You've seen this place busy. You've you've pretty much come in while it's busy. So you kind of get a feel for yeah, it's the morning, the usual morning traffic. There's it's basically a city that never sleeps. There's always somebody who has a job to go to, some place to be. Something needs to get done. There's wagons need to be pulled. People coming and going because there's people who still trade at the late hours and the early hours. You know, because if you're trying to make some money, then you come in at the time where there's less competition, right? So there's always something. Um, and you have a pretty good idea of where you need to go as directed, and it's not exactly a secret. Yeah, the library is not exactly a secret. So the question now is who is wearing what as you are, making your way to the, as they call it, the inner sanctum. And basically as you're approaching the, as they call it, the inner sanctum, you could definitely see that there's a bit of a separation in the architecture. Um, as you get nearer, one thing that definitely stands out is several very large towers that even though they are in the you're basically on top of a mountain, right? These things still continue to reach to the sky. Um, and each of these towers is they're all like made of like this this white stone, almost sterile, but it kind of has a sheen to it that makes it look like it has some texture to it, at least from a distance, because these are towers. Um, but you see these towers, and in every single one of these towers, what looks like, because you think, imagine just kind of to envision, right? Imagine like a wizard's tower,
Uh-oh.
but there is essentially, um, think of it like, looks like dragons or serpents coiled around it all the way to the very apex of it, where the top of the tower looks like the head of, some kind of draconic entity, and just below it are these like, the best you could tell is maybe some kind of like platforms, but they are designed in a way that it looks like there are wings coming out of the side of each of these towers, and you could actually notice off in a distance you actually get to see one of those what looks like a flying boat with what looks like a ring around the center point, and the ring seems to be on fire as this thing comes to land on one of these wings of the tower that it's just designed to look like a serp. Imagine a flying snake, basically, but more draconic, just to make it fit around the tower. So like serpent coiled around tower, and this is all in the design of it. And then there's wings that outstretch that seem like they're being served as landing pads, and at the very top is what looks like a a dragon's head at the very top of it. And these are several towers. But these are the things that you see before even getting to this district because they are towers and they are very large.
Wild.
Um, yeah. And I guess the closest thing. Yeah. I'll just use this one to kind of give an example. And the closest thing that I was sort of able to kind of find as far as like an example of this, because I had the image in my head and I was like, I wonder if somebody's already done something like this. Like, not really. But this is the closest I could find. So imagine like that, that image, but instead of there being actual winged serpent wrapping around it like a physical like living thing, imagine it's just part of the architecture. And where the wings are, they're laying flat, so like things can land on them. Very large things, like ships. But you guys um, approach the walls that seem like they separate, this district with the next. And it's so funny. I could hear Diavar's badoops. Yeah, you make your way to what looks like a gate that leads in, and there appear to be relatively ornate and well armed guards with what look like they're in like full plate armor with the um with halberds in each in their hands, and they're just sort of standing guard, standing straight. Their faces are covered by their plate helms, but they appear to be humanoid in construction. Um, and there was like you would see at least two guards on each side of the gate, and they're standing kind of like the was it the British guard, the ones that like stand still and have to like stand still or whatever. The British
Oh
one.
yeah, the Buckingham Palace, the guards out front there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of standing stiff like that, and the gates are currently closed. But you would notice, someone else that looks like they're probably of some kind of nobility. They are stopped at the gate, and you guys are pretty far behind them, so you don't really pick up what they're saying or their conversation. But this wagon stops, and the people hop out, and one of the guards walks up and looks like they might be handing them papers or showing them something, and then the guard, lifts an arm, waves his hand to somebody. You don't really even know who, and then he goes back to standing at attention, and then you see the gate open, and they're let through, and then they shut it. Basically, security check, probably.
Well, should we approach?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
I got this movie shot of all of us like straight across and just like this slow motion. Da da da. That's funny.
Yep, yep.
Going to the library. Ready for
All right, so you as a group meander up towards the gate where the guards are standing at attention.
I guess I'll do talking.
Well,
Well, I approach and say, "Good day, Sentry. We'd like to come in and view the archives, please."
So one of the four guards, um, you know, walks up to you, just as a walks up to you as you are a collective group, not just a Kozik. Um, and as he does so, he stops in front of you. Business or pleasure, citizen? There's an awkward
And
silence.
Anna gives a very charming smile at him. He's like, she's like, hello, we're here to do some researching.
Mm-hmm. Names?
And Anna Yule.
name.
Veldrin my law.
Well, I am Sir Kozik Deepshaft, a dwarf.
Good you announced that. They probably couldn't tell. I'm Soriel of the Fey Wilds.
Alris.
And he seems to be waiting for his awkward silence.
The guard's just staring Zed down.
Not that you could see his face because it's a closed helm.
Can't see their eyes.
But they can see you. So he's staring at Zed.
Oh, did you hear me?
Nope.
Oh, I said kind of like cleared his throat. He's like, I they call me Cracker Jack.
Very well. And then, as everybody has stated their names, the damn it headset. Why is he astute? He is not. So he, just like with the previous group, he takes, it seems like he takes a few steps back, heading back to the other guards at the gate, and does the same similar hand signal as he goes back to being, stalwart guard number 3, nondescript person in full plate. Uh, and then you see the gate start to lift in front of you.
I honestly didn't think that would work. I mutter to whoever's near me.
Veldrin's like, yeah, the other library made it seem like you needed to be exclusive. Come inside.
You can give me a history check. So you recall they said that they were not able to gain access to the library through the exclusivity and rank. They didn't
Mhm.
say anything about the district itself.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that's just where we're getting into the
Okay.
neighborhood.
Yeah, I thought this was the library.
Nope, this is the leading you into the district where the library would be in.
Is
Okay,
this
well,
district like super swanky and nice? It's the gated neighborhood of the city after all.
So yeah, so basically as you walk through the gate, as the gate properly lifts and you can see on the other side, um, surprisingly, it is not super swanky. Interestingly enough, it seems to be um, a very clean industrial district. So, you see warehouses here and there. You see some houses spread about. Um, but this seems like a very clean, like merchant district. And then we'll just roll with the history checks. Um, you kind of get the feeling that House Rendari, as part of what they do, as kind of suggested previously, um, they do ferry people. So that would probably mean they probably do a lot of cargo too. Um, and based on like the interactions you've had with a certain somebody, they don't seem like they're above going to less than reputable places. It's not like only nobles can be on airships. It's basically anybody who can pay, and that would probably indicate why they have the level of security that they do. Because when you sort of let anybody in, you kind of got to make sure you run a tight, some decent security, right? You got to make sure things are in line. Um, so yeah, basically it's just imagine an industrial district that has like housing in it. It has warehouses. It has those big towers, but they're kind of like deeper in. Um, and the people that you see walking around seem more like merchants, but there are some people that, you know, common folk, like it's unexpectedly diverse here. Because in most castles, you'd probably presume the inner sanctum, where the airships are, that's going to be the place where only nobles will live. That does not appear to be the case here. This is a place for everyone. Is just they have security there for the purposes of, you know, probably keeping out the worst of the worst. So you'd probably ascertain they probably don't have as much crime in here. Not to say you won't get ripped off, right? Not to say that somebody won't try and, sell you some bootleg swords here and there, but the crime is significantly less someone kicking your butt and taking your wallet and more, convincing you to give them money, so to speak. But yeah, as you cross through and inside, it let's see, at this point, it's getting closer to noon. So at this point, it seems like it's kind of picking up a little bit. Like I said, you see one of those big flying ships landing. You don't know what they're here for, but it just kind of gives you an idea that it is active and it is intended to support that kind of commerce and trade. So if anything, you were in the poor person's bazaar when you first came in. This seems like the actual merchant quarter. So
Uh,
Well, here we are. It's not quite as I expected. Although I don't think we're overdressed necessarily. Well, now I wonder where we might find this library.
And there is basically there are guards everywhere. If not standing at standing not at ease, I can't think of the word. Uh, Basically
At
attention. Yes,
attention.
that's the one. Standing at attention or actively patrolling. I kept wanting to say at ease, and my brain was just like, no.
Is it called the library or is it called the archives?
It is
I've
the
heard both.
Grand Library of Kronossus.
Okay. Well, we might as well ask one of those guards. Do you want to do that, Posick, since you've got the best, presentation?
Well, all right. And I guess I go up to a guard that's standing nearby, and I try to get his attention.
They appear to notice you.
Okay. Uh, uh, Greetings, good sir. I we've come so far here, and we're looking for the Grand Library of Kronossus. Do you think you could point me in that direction?
Indeed, citizen. That way. And he just sort of points down the street.
I suppose maybe it's the sort of situation where we'll know it when we see it.
Perhaps, citizen. Seek out the next guard that you come across when you get to that corner there. And he just continues pointing.
Well, all right. That's a direction to travel in. Thank you very much, sir.
Indeed, citizen.
Just kind of under his breath. I wonder if that fella's ever been to the library.
Good question. You may know where it is, but well, he seems a nice enough sort. Everyone here is very formal, very polite so far.
So you
I
follow the
guess
direction?
that's right. And
Oh.
let's keep it that way. Let's keep them happy. But yeah, we follow those directions.
All right. So you walk for a couple minutes and you come across another guard standing at attention. Almost like if you were to draw a line right from where you were to where this guy is, it's almost like exactly pointing to him, like almost like he knew exactly where this guy was.
Okay, well, I will go ahead and ask him the same question, and I'll try to be as polite.
Yes, citizen. The library. It is that way. Continued until great building stops. Then left. 4 blocks. Then right. Straight. Your destination will be on the right.
Now that guy's
Okay.
been to the library.
Well, I'll try to follow those directions. I think I can keep that straight in my head. Okay. It'll surely present itself to us. So let's continue.
So you follow the directions. You basically walk and walk and walk, and you see other guards here and there until basically you're walking until the block kind of does like a T intersection because now there's just a building in front of you, and you do what he says, like make the turn, go 4 blocks, make the turn, and as you are turning in the corner, and mind you, a lot of these buildings are multi-story, they're warehouses, so it's pretty easy to kind of not be able to see around them, unless you're looking at a tower that's reaching well into the sky. Um, and just based on how the architecture of these buildings, well, yes, it is clean. Yes, it is industrial. The size of things is also akin to the residential area. So it's almost like it's almost like the buildings themselves are towers, but it's just built in a way that you know kind of obscures a lot of vision. Um, and you turn and you come to what appears to be a massive building. But this building is shaped like no other building anywhere in this city. It looks like in its construction, not actually, where people start thinking it's actually this thing, but in its construction, it looks like a massive draconic entity. It is painted in a way that looks like the outside of the building, the scales, as it were, quote unquote scales. The building has an opalescent sheen to it all the way through, and there will be a history check, but very specific people. So this history check will be for Niavara, Kozik, Zed, and I'm trying to remember if Velger was.
What's the event specifically that you're?
Well, based on these rolls, let's be. I will say this is very juicy information,
What's the
and I'm trying to
what's the
recall.
event?
Yeah, I'm trying to recall if um Belgian was there for that, and I'm not sure.
Well, what was it? I
Let me
might
check.
remember.
Well, with these history checks, I kind of can't give it away. That's what I'm trying to search.
Like when we were in the magic cave with the creature in the square and the abandoned city, maybe something like that.
Nope. Um.
DM
All
it
right,
to
that was a
me.
dragon.
DM it to me.
do, 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 do.
I was not there.
That's what I thought. Cause I don't think Velgen was there at that
Well, I
point.
rolled a really good history check up there, but it didn't. I guess I didn't really have to.
No,
But
that
if
was
I,
for something else. This is something different.
yeah.
Well,
All
one of
right.
us perhaps use
Nice try though, Cozy.
a point in theory, because it is nearly midnight.
Does anybody want to expend some heroic inspiration? Because
Yeah,
this is kind of. I mean, it could be
I'll
juicy.
expend and I'll use my inspiration. So let me roll the sucker again. Are you kidding me?
Okay, that's one better. Any more inspirations?
Can I
I'm
use
gonna
an
give my
inspiration?
inspiration to Kozik.
Okay.
Reroll Kozak.
Okay.
Big money. Big money.
Better than 10.
That's twice as
Ooh,
better as your last roll.
How about you, Zed?
Can I was gonna say, can I use an inspiration and then can I also use a luck point for advantage?
Let me think. How would that? I think you might be able to. Well, I think the luck is still you have to declare using the luck before.
Well, he's re-rolling it with inspiration, right? In theory, he'd be using it. Because it's a brand new roll. Right?
That's why I was wondering, yeah.
Inspiration holder 1 luck point, maybe use it anytime. That's the old one. That was 7 years ago. Let me read this on luck. With upgraded lucky. Let me see what luck says. A quick search. Lucky. Lucky. Give a number of points each person. I can spend the points. When you roll a d20 for a d20 test, you can spend 1. Okay, so let's see. When you roll a d20 for a d20 test, you can spend 1 luck point to give yourself advantage on the roll. But then inspiration. Inspiration. If you gain heroic inspiration, give it to a player, the character lacks it. Okay. Just looking at how these two things interact. Inspiration character values. Ordering inspiration, no. Role playing, no. Here's a rule. If you have inspiration, you could expend it when you make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. Additionally, if you have inspiration, it can be rewarded to another player for good role playing, clever thinking, so on and so forth. And if you make an attack roll, spend a point. Can choose. Okay, here it is. The information that was 2026. Okay. Oh, can you use lucky after roll? Did they change luck? Hold on. Did they change it back? What's your luck say? Your lucky roll?
I'll just post it. Oh, can I? Says you have a number of luck points equal to your proficiency bonus and can spend the luck points on benefits below. You gain them on long rest. When you roll a d20 for a d20 test, you can spend 1 luck point to give yourself advantage on the roll. And then when a creature rolls a d20 for an attack roll against you, you can spend 1 luck point to impose disadvantage on that roll.
A d20 test. This would be a d20 test. Okay. I would say based on the wording. I mean, you're still
All right.
using luck points for it.
And it was
Because
history.
it's a d20 test, you're re-rolling.
Yeah.
Go.
There we are. Zedrin.
Yep. Okay. So, see, and you was like, man, we don't roll any good. I'm just gonna scroll up to the log here. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we don't roll any good. Zedrin rolls good.
Zedrin
Your friend.
is in the we.
That is a 1. How
That's
many rolls
well,
have
actually,
I gotten? 10.
Veldrin
no.
also rolls very well.
Yep. Kozit got a natural 20. Yep.
Like Veldrin, I believe more often than not rolls above a 16.
So, and it's actually somewhat apt that Zed's the one that gets this because it does pertain to a particular event that was very life changing for that said character. The day that Zed became a dad. So, looking at this building, this the construction of this building, the shape of it, the shape language of it, it looks like a it looks like a dragon, but just kind of like coil. It looks like a coiled dragon, and at the very base, like the what looks like, as best you can tell, well, the base of it is where its maw is open, and that is where the doors seem to be that lead in, and they're pretty sizable doors because this is a pretty size. This is a very big building. However, there are finite details that are very specific to the construction of this building. And Zed, because this point in time was very life changing for you, you probably have a very clear image of everything in that moment, that bit of a photographic memory. Um, you recall that one very large dragon that you guys freed from the sword. And this building looks like an exact replica, down to the horn shape, the tail shape, the spines on its back. Whoever built this building had to have met that dragon you met before. There's no way they couldn't have. The head, the body, everything is proportional exactly to how you remember that grand day that you found little one in the ice, when you found the little one in the boat, but that creature that was impaled in the ice. This is an exact
The
replica of that
yeah.
creature.
Wow.
The god of the dragons, huh?
Wow.
And because of the time, that is a perfect ending point.
Oh man,
Nice.
that's intense. That's cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
And that's the building of the library itself.
Correct. It is designed in that shape. And basically
Wow.
when you looked at it, you were just like it immediately just hit you, right? It was like it's almost like saying I've met this building before.
Okay,
Wow.
nice. We're finally here. See if we can get in and read some books. Let's see where we're going.
That's amazing though. I mean, I mean, God, you want to know like who's the architect and how did they make an exact replica of little one? Like, or I mean, not little
Little
one,
one,
the
big
dragon
guy.
that
Yeah.
opened the gates again of that. Oh, where's that place? He went to open the gates
Kyrie. Yeah, I
or the
was just thinking
portal.
like I'm
Kyrie,
curious
that's it. Yes.
if
The
there's
gate that we decided
connections to
not to
that
go
here.
through.
What do you say, Nivar?
The gate we decided not to go through, remember?
Yes. Yes. Wow. Fascinating. Well, thanks,
Well,
guys. That was fun.
that
Yeah,
was
that's awesome.
very fun.
Mhm.
All
My
right, then.
God.
See you all next time.
Yeah,
will
see what happens next
Yeah.
week.
Alrighty.
Remove it from the line.
Yeah, I don't know that that's the best approach.
No, definitely not. But if things get desperate,
All right,
Alrighty.
guys, have a
So, with that being said, that's where we'll wrap up. Let me move this over to here. Oop. So that was fun. That was neat. We got our game in, you know, got them to the library. They're at the apex of knowledge. Um, so, and a nice little callback. So, with that being said, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out. It has been a blast. But alas, time to wrap up. So, yeah. So we do this over on Twitch TV/cubed222 every Tuesday at 6:40 Pacific. Yep. Every Tuesday on Twitch. And yeah. For those of you, and that's for those of you on the Ubles Tubles, right? Obviously, right? For the Ubles of the Tubles, the Ubular Tubulars. Announce many things. So tomorrow we will be back at it at 6 o'clock Pacific is the plan. Okay. And good old gaming as per expected. Close a bunch of stuff out. Sorry, I'm closing things out while I'm doing this. Yeah. So I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, or whatever it is in between for you. And perhaps we shall meet again soon. But until said soon comes to fruition, I will bid you all adieu. Bon Dieu. So with that, stay good to yourselves, stay good to others, and try to keep an open mind. Well, until next time, party on, stay cool, stay frosty, stay hydrated. All right? All right. Later.